It is my favorite day of the week. Today we're making our weekly bone broth. Just got back from Original Farmers Market here in LA. Busy weekend celebrating Kenny and his 32nd birthday, so didn't end up going to our weekly farmers market. So instead, today I ran over to the Original Farmers Market here in LA that has so many different options of vendors that you can get meats, pastries, and desserts. Pretty much anything you could imagine, they probably have it. They have a great poultry section, so picked up some feet and chicken back. And today we're going to be making our weekly bone broth. And this bone broth is going to be safe for pets. We're not going to add any onion, just some carrots and celery for tasting, salt and pepper. Keeping it super simple. Adding our apple cider vinegar, which is new for me. I've been really trying to enhance our bone broth and make it as high in collagen as possible. And I think I just perfected it. And it is with a dose of apple cider vinegar and the perfect amount of chicken to back ratio. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with cutting my celery. Oof, picked up the celery and it's already so soft, but it's okay. It's still workable. I always cut off the butt and the head of the celery and just get rid of it. Good cleaning and a wash, and then we'll come back to cut this. Take the head and the butt off, and then give it a quick rinse, chop it up, and put it in my pot. All right, putting in my backs, and then we went with 2.68 pounds of chicken feet. We'll say this one has a very strong smell. I'm adding some salt for seasoning, along with some black pepper. And I'm gonna fill water all the way to the brim. And now here is the secret to getting your bone broth to be very collagen heavy is a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is going to help to extract all of those minerals from the bones and turn your bone broth into that gelatin, collagen heavy bone broth that we want. Now we're going to set this to low heat, and then we're going to cover it and check on it in about an hour or so and just see where we're at with the heat. We want to get this into a nice, slow, controlled simmer. Okay, it's about 10 p.m. We are heading to bed, so we came to check on our broth. I lowered the temperature, so now I'm just gonna let it sit here overnight on very low heat. We refilled it to the top again. It had evaporated quite a bit. So put some more water. I'm gonna let this rest overnight. And don't forget, always leave on low heat. And we'll check back again. Good morning. It is the following day, so let me show you guys the bone broth. The house just smells so delicious. I think this is one of my favorite parts of making bone broth is how amazing your home will smell the morning after. It looks so delicious. Let me show you guys. I'm going to heat back up just a tad bit, just to get it going again. So you can see the water evaporated quite a bit overnight. So I'm going to fill it back up today and then let this rock for a little bit more. And then we should be ready to rinse and jar these. It's been a few more hours and our broth is ready. So I'm just getting everything ready here so we could strain our broth and put it into some mason jars for storing. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that your broth is going to be really hot. So just be very careful during this step. I have here my strainer and a bowl that I put the whole broth into, and then from here we'll go ahead and pour it into our mason jars or any sort of storage that you have works too. if anyone was curious what the aftermath looks like of the bones, they basically turn into mush where they just fall apart at just the touch of your hands, just like that. Vegetables here, we're gonna fish these out, and this will be Kaya and Fig's snack for the week. So we'll take the carrots and celery, mash it up, and give them some. Look at her, she's already reading here. She knows. Right, my love? Yes, you sit down. You want some carrots? I'll give you some carrots. I did here some vegetables for Fig, and I put some ice because it's so hot, so I'm just gonna smash it down. And then you could feed your pets with the remaining, which is awesome. But one thing to note, don't give your pets any of the meat because they have bones in it, so make sure that you just look for that if you are going to share it with your pets. I like to just really give her carrots with some celery. And here it is, 3 full mason jar worth liquid gold. And we're gonna leave these here chilling for a few hours. We don't want to put them in the fridge right away because the change in temperature will be bad for the glass and it can cause some issues with cracking. So we want to make sure that we are cooling this enough to then put in the fridge to really get this to be that high collagen gelatin that we all love and want. Leaving this to cool for enough hours. So sufficient amount of time cooling is really important in order to get that gelatiny broth that we like. So let this cool for a few hours and then put it in the fridge. And then from there, you'll see next morning, it's gonna be very gelatiny. And then that's when you go ahead and store it into your fridge if you wanna save it. Look at all that fat on top already starting to settle. I love this so much. This brings me so much joy.